The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the host and guest and do not reflect the opinions or policies of the station, its owners, or its advertisers. All content should be considered editorial in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Recorded live from the radio studios of WFAY and WMRV, Andrelonis Media presents Cumberland County's smartest hour of talk radio.
Well, everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to the Carolina Cabinet. I'm your host, Peter Pappas, in studio with Ms. Laura Musler.
Hello, hello.
Good afternoon. And with U.S. Senate candidate Elizabeth Ann Temple from Smithfield. Good afternoon, ma'am. So thanks for joining the Carolina Cabinet this afternoon. You are quite an interesting individual, I have to say, after I invited you over the weekend, and here you are. From what I know about you, you have a degree from ECU in education, but specifically you were more into the music part. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And born and raised in Smithfield.
Oh,
Yes,
she
sir.
get along well with Gilmore Festus, who also has a music degree.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a local music degree person that sings at every event. So do you sing the national anthem or anything like that? Have you ever done that publicly?
No, but I'll sing In My Mind, I'm going to Carolina.
There we go.
Can't you just see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind.
Okay, what an
James
interesting-
Taylor.
What an interesting lyric.
Love
Just
you.
a friend to hit me from behind. Boy,
Yeah.
doesn't that?
Yeah, I never really
That's
paid attention to
appropriate.
that.
Very appropriate.
Okay. So
My little state shell here.
and state shell. Okay,
Scotch bonnet.
we know you are out of North Carolina for sure. Through and through, you are a North Carolina Southern lady. Beautiful voice. Thank you for that. So, here in the cabinet, we'll bring you on and me and Laura will kind of grill you a little bit.
Laura and I.
But Laura, see, I already have. I don't need another teacher in the room, ma'am. I already have Laura here to keep me in the line, I guess. So, you filed. This is not your first rodeo. You filed and ran for NC House District 28 back in 2024.
Yes, sir.
So, why? Because people that run for office, I always have to ask them, like, what possessed you? Like, what is wrong with you that you want to run for
Students and young people.
Yes.
I want to help the students I've worked with over 28 years, public schools and private, regular teaching and substitute teaching, to make sure students have what they need in the classroom, and that when their parents are getting benefits, that the students are receiving those.
Okay.
And I didn't always see that working in the public schools, that students were coming to school with, skinny, and they didn't have the basic needs, just toothpaste, nails, just I was always very concerned about that.
There's a big gap in the basic needs of a lot of people in our society, I think is what
Yes.
you're getting at. I had the fortunate pleasure to be able to speak to you before the show. Since you drove from out of town, you got here early and we had a chance to speak a little bit. I know that one of the reasons you joined the race, and I don't know if this is when you ran for House, what your reason was, but running for Senate, you joined because you have a real passion for fighting against racism. And
Absolutely.
you mentioned that, you are kind of fatigued with the way Republicans are portrayed as racist and what, Donald Trump is racist and all. So
there are many Republicans who are members of the NAACP.
do I have one of those in the room?
Yes, myself since 2014.
Okay.
But I grew up in a town that I love very much, but which had a KKK sign up until the year before I was born.
Okay.
And
You don't
my
have to
dad
tell us
was-
what year
yeah.
you were born. You don't have to do
Okay.
that on the air. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
So I know about it.
basically there was an underlying a current, I guess,
Yes,
of
sir.
racist
Yes.
whatever into
Where it
the
needs to be.
21st century. Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay. So
Can we get it into the 20th century?
You-
And then
you wanna
focus on the
start
20th.
there?
Let's start
What, did I
like
skip
baby
over a
steps. Yeah,
century?
Yeah, let's just
Okay. All right. Well, Ms. Temple, then bring us to the 20th and then the 21st. Okay. we need you to baby step this thing. So I was looking at your campaign stuff, and you're running a very grassroots campaign. You're not asking anyone for money.
No. Money-free campaign.
Money-free campaign.
Absolutely.
How's that going to work?
It's working pretty well, actually.
Okay.
Well, I mean, look, there is still room for the citizen politician. Laura and I have each run for office here locally,
Yes,
and
sir.
we have
Yes, ma'am.
definitely spent money.
Mhm.
We both ran for city council, and then I ran for county commissioner last year.
Because you're a glutton for punishment.
I truly am. Yeah. Plus, doing this show weekly is also
Yeah.
makes me another target for
Yes.
punishment.
Laura's
But,
beautiful. I love
yeah.
her.
Oh my gosh,
You guys
thank
are
you.
gorgeous
see,
here.
y'all can be friends now. See?
Yes, friends.
Yeah.
And anybody thinks I'm beautiful can be my friend.
Yep. Okay. You're okay. You know.
He's gorgeous.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I can't let her. Her head's already big enough. I can't
Yeah,
start
no.
telling her she's.
I usually, when somebody says that, I'm like, have another drink, I get way better looking.
Yeah, there you
but-
There's a joke on Facebook that, oh, you like the way she looks, let her take her glasses off. And somebody says, oh, wait until she takes her makeup. And oh, wait till she doesn't take her medicine. Then you'll meet 16 of them. Yeah. So the fight against racism is important to you just because you're from an area that kind of had that embedded,
Mhm.
and you grew up with a lot of African American folks,
Yes.
and it just never.
Friends of mine.
The
And
reason.
my brother, Councilman Marlon Lee.
Okay.
He recently died in May.
Okay.
Was in my brother's wedding.
Okay. So you have close ties to the community.
Yes, sir.
But what I'm getting at is basically you grew up with people that didn't necessarily look, think, and act like you.
No.
And
But-
you're very accustomed to being in rooms with people that grew up, have different circumstances, but you want to.
And my mother and her father taught me that way. And
Okay.
my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So equality for all.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that brings us to, I'm going to skip. I'm going to go straight to, we had a discussion about capitalism and socialism.
Yes, sir.
So socialism, I mean, you just said equality for all. So socialism is supposed to be, equal for everybody, right? I mean, everybody gets the same stuff. So do you agree or disagree with, like, Mamdani in New York just got elected as a socialist mayor? Do you agree or disagree with the socialist mindset?
No, there are many wonderful MAGA Muslims, is what I call them.
Okay.
And they won Michigan, and Mamdani is not in that category.
Right.
And he will not be helpful to the young people, for our students. Socialism will not help anyone.
Yeah.
It's
But,
the
but-
least of these that will help,
but Miss Temple, it'll work this time. Right? I mean, that's what we're told, right?
Right.
That's what
Socialism,
they
it's going to
say.
work because it hasn't worked. How
Because,
many?
because I'm in charge, it'll work because I get all the benefits of it.
Yeah.
That's usually, that's not what they're saying, but that's what they're thinking.
Well, I mean, do you think if socialism kind of takes over as a theme for economy in the United States, is that going to help or hurt property rights? Because I like to own stuff.
You don't own anything.
well,
What do you own?
Well, I'm on a long-term land lease with the government because I pay property
it's not,
taxes
it's
every
not a
year.
long-term land lease. It is, you will never own your land, period. And if anytime that the government wants your land, they're going to raise your taxes so that you can't afford it, and the government
Are you
will own
going
it.
sovereign citizen on me right now?
I am not.
Okay.
However, a little bit of socialism is good because we need roads. We
Mhm.
need police. We need a military. Some of those socialism things are good. But as far as owning property tax, there's a fee to buy a property. That's it. You shouldn't have to keep.
I think I
paying
saw
the
a news
government.
article this morning or yesterday. Ron DeSantis of Florida, he initially was charging for repealing property tax, and now apparently he's backpedaling away from that.
Yeah. Why would you? Yeah.
Well,
Property taxes are wrong.
they
it's
are
theft
wrong, but
from
that's
the
a
government.
fundamental way that we afford our schools and roads. And
Okay, but if we had a flat tax or whatever, then that's another
I'm not
way.
saying there's not a better way. I just
The more money you spend, the more money you pay. That you can never. You don't own your car.
I'm for
You-
a flat tax, yes.
okay.
You don't own your car. You don't own. There in Cumberland County, there's $10 a year bike tax. Did you know that? Your dog has a $10 a year or $25 a year if they're not neutered.
What about cats?
If they're not neutered, yes.
She's spayed. So
Okay, they're no. If
my
they're,
cat was from the streets though, so I don't know what she did before I got her.
if they
So,
are spayed, then you owe a back bill of $10 a year to have a cat or a dog,
okay.
and it's I think 25 or 50. It might have gone up if it's not spayed or neutered.
Well,
You don't even own your own pets.
I think my problem with a lot of those taxes, is that they were brought upon us by people who were not elected. They were considered fees,
Mm-hmm.
and they're unelected officials. And I think that's what Donald Trump was talking about the swamp.
Yeah. He's very good for animal welfare. Trump, I've written articles for the Johnstonian News, opinion letters, and one just covered all of the things the first Trump administration did for animals and animal welfare.
Okay.
Ignore the liberal media. You're listening to vinegar-based, common sense, conservative talk radio in eastern North Carolina. Welcome back to the Carolina Cabinet.
And welcome back. So I'm assuming you have good barbecue up in Smithfield.
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Maggie
not
Moore is
sidetrack
my
from
neighbor. Yeah, she owns Smithfield Barbecue. Maggie Moore, excuse me.
Okay. All right. Well, I know what I want for lunch today.
Oh my gosh, I love Smithfield barbecue.
We were just railing against taxes and how we don't own anything. And I was saying that.
Well, I'm not railing against taxes. Taxes are good for some things.
Right.
The excess of taxes that we as a community pay is way. You're taxed on the money that's already been taxed.
Right.
That's taxed. If you leave your taxed money to your children, you're taxed on that money. You, even when you pay your taxes and you get a refund from your taxes, that's income. But wait a minute.
It's your money.
I already
and if you got back more than you paid, then you got my money and you're welcome. That's how that works.
African Americans especially want to have generational wealth. And so I would support home ownership and property, for everyone, and as well as gun rights. African Americans, friends of mine, they all want the right to defend themselves.
So is it safe to say you're a big supporter of the Second Amendment?
Yes.
A big segment.
And
so
because I have many friends of many colors,
yourself?
and they all want those two things.
Do you own a gun yourself?
I do not personally own a gun.
Okay.
But and I don't have one in our house. We don't have one, and I never have. But I can't say that when I'm older, I might want to have one.
Okay.
I'm living by myself, but
make sure you
I don't live by myself now.
Make sure you take gun safety classes and you learn all about it, because I have a gun everywhere.
We have
I support the NRA. I agreed with everything on the questionnaire and sent it yesterday.
Well, we do have inside the GOP Cumberland County, we do have people that are certified instructors.
Okay.
The pistol packing mama is one of them.
She's no longer certified.
She's no longer. Oh well, then no more.
I have a friend who's a Democrat.
And they're getting ready to do away with that.
And she says her home is Smith Wesson protected.
Okay.
Doris
Okay.
Wallace is my friend.
So we've got a little less than 20 minutes remaining. So again, because we are running for office, we have to keep us on a timer. So you support home ownership for people, communities of people of color, for sure. And that to me goes back to the anti-socialism stance. You don't want socialism because you want everybody to have equal access.
All
now,
colors to have it.
Tell me about what about SNAP benefits? Like RFK kind of his Make America Healthy Again. What do you think about all that?
I agree that he took out some of the junk food and wants the children to have the SNAP benefits used for food that's nutritional.
Healthy. Right. It's supposed to be supplemental, not replacement. Okay. So another one of your campaign planks is homelessness. And I think we can agree
I see homeless in my hometown. I see it all across the country. And President Trump is doing a lot to address that. First, with illegal immigration, he's offered $3,000 for people to deport. We need resources for our American people.
So you feel that some resources are going to non-citizens?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And when it comes to insurance, health insurance, we need to focus on how to lower the cost of the care and not focus so much on insurance. How can we help the doctors, nurses, hospitals to have lower bills? So maybe we don't even need the insurance, but we need to definitely not have it tied into our taxes. That's not unconstitutional. As was the Affordable Care Act.
Remember when we passed the ACA?
I didn't like that one.
We weren't allowed to read it. The Republican side wasn't allowed to read it. We were told pass it, then you can see what's in it.
I remember that.
What was
and
in
you can have your own doctor.
And what was in it was a big poison pill.
Yeah. And it was a lie you could have your own doctor also.
Yeah. So let's go to another large plank on your platform. And again, I have your, so to anybody watching, she does have a platform and I have it here. So this is where we're
thank you for having me. by the way.
It's lovely to have you. So
Appreciate it.
how artificial intelligence, I think it's here to stay. It's not a novelty. It's not just for making horrible pictures out of regular humans. It's, I
And
think,
memes.
and memes and things like that. Right. I see you are kind of with it. See? All right. So, how is AI affecting your daily life right now?
Well, I see when I go to McDonald's and other fast food places that the cashiers are being replaced by AI bots. And so we need to have our students in, learning trade jobs, things that are AI proof.
Well, and you have a lot of background in education. So if you're around young people today, what would you, it's like, okay, Miss Temple, I'm in 10th grade. What should I go to college to study? What should I do as a career?
The students are bored. They, upper elementary on, need to be trained in doing some kind of job. You know, they're very bored.
What kinds of jobs?
Anything trade related, carpentry, hands on. There's nothing wrong with being a person that works with their hands, like a mechanic. And the phrase handyman, you know, it's frowned upon. And really, we should be teaching our sons and daughters to be able to do everything. That's what the founding fathers intended. Our state began in 1789. And we were always farming, doing things with our hands, and we need to get back to that. That will save the country.
Okay. So, what if you go to the U.S. Senate, you'll be one of 2 senators from the state of North Carolina. Is Donald Trump going to have to worry about your vote?
No, I don't think it's an if. I think I'm having a better chance every day. And Donald Trump will always have my vote. I will vote against impeachment. I will vote for all of Trump's MAGA agenda. And I think my chances are looking a little better every day because I'm not a rhino. I'm a MAGA Republican.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I was the first what is it called? Trump captain here.
Trump
I am
captain,
very, very Trump. However, sometimes Trump doesn't get it right. What happens when you disagree?
I never have agreed with President Trump. For over 10 years,
you've never agreed?
I've never disagreed. Starting with the South Carolina Tea Party convention that I attended when we were looking at who we wanted our nominee to be. So I've really been over 10 years, and there's nothing that I've disagreed with in the MAGA platform or President Trump. And Ivana Trump and Donald Trump, I followed them in the 1980s when I was a middle and high school student. And just their family's wonderful, and very thankful that he ran for president. He saved our country from Hillary.
Wasn't he a Democrat back then?
The liarry. Oh, sorry.
Wasn't he a Democrat, President Trump, back then? In the 80s?
Yes, he was.
Can we forgive him for that?
Yes, he was a Democrat back then.
There were a lot of people that are Democrats still today that are not Democrats.
People really liked him a lot better as a Democrat. Yes.
Yeah. He seemed to get along with everybody as a Democrat, but as soon as he became Republican, all of a sudden he's a fascist MAGA.
Racist.
Yes, he's definitely
racist.
not a fascist, definitely not a racist. He just wants to preserve our founding documents, and that's what interested people in following that movement.
Now, as people talk about our leaders, quote unquote, our leaders, as a representative, you're not a leader, you are a representative. So what happens if the people that you represent don't agree with something that Donald Trump does, but you agree with it? How would you vote?
I would definitely like to, contact them and talk to them about why they don't agree with it, and see if we can make a compromise.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of a concern of mine is, I like the MAGA Republican platform, most of it. But even here on the show, Laura and I have broken down like GOP talking points and things because we want equitable and factual stuff going out to the people that watch us and all. Some of it, frankly, we established as propaganda. Some of it is just not quite true.
Exactly.
So
it's not quite true. It's a lie.
I know firsthand.
Okay. So, what
it happens?
Tom Tillis, the seat that you're running for, he's been accused of being a rhino and all this other stuff. And he pretty much, when I look into it, he's just making his own opinion. Have we gotten so far down the MAGA loyalty that we can't hear another opinion?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the answer is that Tillis was not born in North Carolina. He was born in Florida.
Okay.
And being someone that was born in North Carolina, my family for generations back, to the 1600s here, that I don't think he understood the Tar Heel.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Tillis, a Tar Heel in North Carolina, Tar Heel.
Okay.
And the history of the Civil War. And, I think that's part of the problem that we've had. But I do respect his service. And like Trump said recently that I saw online, he seems to be a fun person to be around.
So you're pro people being in office that have been born here. There's no.
I do support mayors, presidents, House representatives. I think they should be born in the town or the state where they're representing. Well, that's just a personal opinion I have.
Okay, just a question. How do you get worldly advice and worldly opinions if you've never been outside of your place? Because I'm from California originally, but I
which doesn't make you a Yankee or a Southerner. You're just like Californian.
I'm like that's just where my parents had.
Where you're from.
Were standing when
I was.
It's
because you're Portuguese.
I left California. Yeah,
she is a Portugal.
Jimmy Carter at the NEA convention when I was 10 years old in California. In 1980,
you washed your hands since then, though, right?
I love, and he shook my hand. He actually leaned down.
But I've been here since 1996, and I had political aspirations. Not so much no more. My
you're sort of political still.
I'm definitely political. However, my aspirations have changed.
Right.
Based on things
and stuff. Yeah, right.
So I would like to see, I always am looking out for my community, whatever community I'm living in at the time. So I don't think it's because I care about the kids that are here, because those are our future, wherever they come from.
Well, and she said it's a personal aspiration
I hope she looks to include people that are not necessarily because
like, go back to Senator Tillis. Okay. He might have gone against the MAGA grain. Okay. And that, frankly, just pissed off a lot of MAGA people. But I've come to look into his background and things, and he's a smart SOB. I mean, that's all there is to it. So, I can kind of overlook some of his friction with the party, because I know it's coming from a place of the guy's pretty bright. That would be my concern with insisting that somebody be from where they're, where they want to serve. But and it's a personal thing. It's not really a campaign plank of yours. It just was mentioned in some of your material. I like that somebody would run for office in a place that they grew up in.
That is nice, yes. But
the culture and the people and working together, to bring new people into the town. I'm doing that now as a member of the Historic Preservation Board in Smithfield, North Carolina, where I was born.
What kind of things What kind of things come in front of that commission, the Historic Preservation Commission?
Historic properties, for example, but also just maintaining our history, like the Tuscarora Indian mural that we just placed up on a wall. A building in town, and just our Native American history, and that we were built. Native Americans were here first, and we were built by British who came and settled the colonies and paid taxes to Britain. And then eventually the colonists decided that they wanted to found a free country. So we weren't really built by immigrants. We were built by Native Americans who were here. And then the British who established colonies and taught the Native Americans English. And I just think that's important to remember. I know at Ellis Island, we're going to always have many people who want to come to America, but it really wasn't built on immigrants. It was Native Americans here first, and then British.
I think
colonists.
Every time I see a protest when it says you're on stolen land, it's like, wait a minute.
Whatever.
Okay, look. Yes, they were here. The Native Americans were here, but the British and other people, the French, they settled.
Yes, French too. Sorry,
they came to the frontier. And I didn't see any Native American skyscrapers to begin with.
The French did.
Absolutely. So,
and even through the War of 1812, we had to fight again against England to be free. And the slaves and indentured servants were brought into the mix by Britain.
Yeah, and Britain was the first to outlaw slavery. They
They were
started it, and then
yeah.
they outlawed it.
African Americans fought in the Revolutionary War.
Sure did.
Native Americans were in the Revolutionary War and every war since. And many African Americans went up to the north to fight in the Civil War. But
I think our country, this is one of the most charitable countries on the planet.
it surely is.
And I think the example of African Americans participating to fight alongside
African Americans.
that is a big deal. That we are one big melting
country.
pot.
Yeah.
We're not a salad bowl of different little groups where we all get together and we're Americans.
I just
first.
want to see prosperity for African Americans over any more immigration of any kind. I don't care if it's merit or whatever. We really have to work on African Americans and prosperity, and they helped Trump win these two times.
Absolutely.
By voting for him, especially black men.
Yeah. Well, I think they're tired of being treated as a known quantity by the Democratic
Just
Party.
Looked over totally by the Democrat Party. Let's bring in some more.
Well, they're depended on for their vote,
illegally.
But then when Democrats are in power, they have a war on those folks. Seems like the war on poverty, war on drugs, that kind of thing. So
they're really not putting Americans first. The Democrat Party and the rhinos. That Trump MAGA agenda does put Americans first, and hopefully everyone will come to realize that and be thankful.
So you're proud to stand up for our nation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I love our nation. And we welcome immigration, and legal immigrants to come to the country. But we have to do that very sparingly because we really need to focus on the poor children in the schools, that generational poverty because of immigrants coming over. We just
illegals.
Put them first. Yeah.
We're talking about illegal people that are in our country illegally and overstayed their visas and stuff like that.
Yes.
I think the number yesterday was 600,000 have self-deported.
That's good.
And
thank you to them, and I hope that they can build their countries up, like we want to do, and build their people up.
That's a unique
in their
angle.
own countries.
It's amazing. Stay where you're from and try to
make it wonderful. Make it greater than ever before is my motto.
So did you celebrate Venezuelan President Maduro being kidnapped in the middle?
Yes, I saw the photos.
Did you like how, what was it, weeks earlier or months earlier, he had that video saying, "Come get me, coward. I'm right here in Miraflores." And Trump's like, "Beautiful. We got you." Like the kids
that
say.
Should have been done back when I was a little, in the 70s and 80s, as a little girl and on up, there were problems there we needed to address.
Well, Venezuela was a very prosperous nation until they went socialist in 1999. And amazingly, in 26 years, look how they destroyed it.
This Trump just didn't allow the federal government, the United States, to kick the can down the road anymore in Venezuela. Stopping all the drugs coming into the country is very important. We have to get our young people off of drugs.
I think there was a video clip of President Trump on Air Force One, and one of the CNN reporters says, "Do you think Iran should be worried?"
Yes.
And Trump says, "We just did this in Venezuela. We did this, this, and this. What do you think?" And he's like, "That's a stupid question."
And I saw on television, he's told them that help is on its way.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I received a couple of messages from, we have a GOP, there's an Iranian guy that's in the GOP here. I don't want to say his name, but there's not too many of those guys.
Right.
But he sent me a couple messages on Facebook Messenger, videos of against the regime in Iran. And I'm waiting for his response, but I asked him, is this how your family feels in Iran? Is this truly what the word on the street is, or are we being lied to by the media, whatever else? Because I just want to know what his family thinks.
Yes. I've seen straight from the people's mouths, that they want help, the Iranians. And Trump said not to kill them, the protesters, and that there would be consequences.
That kind of makes me kind of worry, because Trump kind of drew the line.
Serious.
He says, if you hang these guys, you're going to pay consequences.
Kind of like when he was in the office and slid that photo over. He says, "What's that?" That's
to the Taliban leader.
This is a picture of your home.
They better not touch a hair on those Iranian protesters' heads.
I hope not.
Trump will be coming.
See, the problem is, I hope not, because I don't want my soldiers put in harm's way. But I feel like that the Trump administration is resetting many, many years of neglect by Democratic presidents or administrations. And
many veterans
from
Fort Bragg, at Barry Dever, at Sandhills State Veterans Cemetery. Many veterans and their families want something done to help Iran.
And you mentioned, do you have family members that are out there as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And at other cemeteries, yes.
So definitely
Since the Revolutionary War.
Family of service, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, Ms. Temple, we're coming down to the last couple of minutes here.
I appreciate being here very much. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
How'd we do? Are you still nervous?
What's your name? You're from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Introduce him.
He goes by Jim.
Yes.
Jim, he's from Pakistan, and he
is our producer,
supporting.
and he's
awesome.
here. So he and I have worked together for over 4 years. Has it over 4 years yet?
Oh, God bless him.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I corrupted him way over in like I was telling him American jokes and things, and it's so my BS goes worldwide. So
Nice.
So Ms. Temple, how would people find out about your campaign? How could they contact you? Email? If you want to give a phone number, go ahead and tell us how they can reach you.
I don't believe in money in politics at all.
Okay.
So I'm running a money-free campaign, and my email address is etemple92@yahoo.com. And I don't mind giving my phone number for text.
Okay.
919-909-2556.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thanks for being here. And with that, everyone, thanks for
Have a
being
good
on the
evening.
cabinet. And we will see you later this afternoon.
Vote red.
Vote red.